hurriedly putting it on the boot there. Urjat now moving towards the middle of the ground, coming out to try and meet it there. Saru got lost out by Hocking. Hocking drives it towards the forward pocket. One bounce, having to spin around there while falling over was Louise Smith. Tried to centre the football. Going in and get a hurry kick there, Stacey Hughes. Ball hit the ground. Scrap on. Going in there, Alana Blount one more time. Lost control of the football. Samina there had it momentarily. Gave it to a teammate. Got dispossessed. Hughes from Glasgow has a shot at goal. And I think she's got it.
Off the ground, didn't bother picking it up. Neatly played. There's a lot of fierce tackling in that passage of play. Pakistan are desperately trying to keep the Swans at bay.
They really are, aren't they? There'll be nothing left behind at the end of the game.
And the good thing to see, Becca, as well, importantly for Great Britain, they're not relying upon one person to kick their goals.
No, absolutely. They're sharing it around.
So we're back in the middle of the ground. Nearing quarter time here on the AFL International Cup. We're playing 17.5-minute quarters. The full 4 quarters, because I know in some parts they do play 2 halves instead of the full 4 quarters overseas, but we are playing a normal style of Aussie rules, but without the time on. 4 quarters and 17.5 minutes each. As the umpire says, that's a holding infringement, and a free kick there going the way of Lauren Short. So Short with the footy. She's centre wing, broadcast side, which is the western side of the ground here at Ransford Oval Royal Park. Kicks long up the line. Awkward bouncing football. Overrunning it there, Lisa Wilson. Taken away by Urjat. Now moves in towards the forward 50. Foot race on here. Can she be quick? She cannot. She's beaten out. Torrance takes the football away. Torrance goes up the line. Was looking for Lisa Wilson. Roj got onto the football again. Kicked it towards the half-forward flank position. Wilson, hand pass. Wing position. Trying to chase up the football there is Gray. Wanted to kick it off along the ground. Got beaten out to it. Close towards the boundary line. Will she get rid of the football? It hit her boot and dribbled over the boundary line and out of play. The player coughing it up then was Sorura.
So boundary throw in on centre wing. Oh, fairly wild. No one has a go at it. So Pakistan, Karishma has tried to keep it at bay. But that's Hocking clearing the ball into the forward line again. That'd be Ramadan clearly with the ball, playing very well. Jani Salter has a shot on goal, I think, but it's gone into the forward pocket. It's still not clearing out of bounds. It's like a big molasses pot over there.
Yeah, it seems to get stuck in that pocket, doesn't it?
There have been very few out of bounds today as the Swans kick into the forward pocket. And it's going to cross for a behind. It makes it 4 goals, 6-30 to the Great Britain Swans, taking on Pakistan Shaheens in the first quarter of the first game, AFL International Cup 2017. Pakistan have had difficulty clearing it out from full back, and they've had plenty of opportunities because the Swans have kicked a few behinds, so to speak. But they're clearing it out of their half-back line. It looks like Hocking is chasing to keep it in. And continuing to play on. As the Great Britain Swans have someone sitting in, I think that's Goldingay, who's sitting in the goal square. The quick kick has gone no further than Lucy Jones.
Alex Salter, actually.
That's Alex Salter. There's a 1 on that 7, is there, Peter?
There's 7 at the front, so...
Alex Salter having a shot on goal from about 25. Couple of steps. Good straight kick. Oh, the Swans almost let it through, but there are about 18 Pakistani players on that fullback line.
And Lucy Jones has just come back on the field for an interchange. She was in everything earlier, so it'd be good to have her back on.
The fullback line is where the party's at, Beck.
It's where the cool kids are.
4-7-31, leads no score. Great Britain Swans in charge here as part of the AFL International Cup. Game 1 Pool A, as the ball is kicked out from full back. Had the ball momentarily there. Samina coughed it up. Now Eels. Hand pass away using Alex Salter. They go back towards the half-forward flank. Now looking for Ramadan to try and get onto it. She knocked over her opponent on the way through. The umpire said it was all fair, so play on. Hurry kick off the ground. No in-danger play as it was Arash trying to move it forward. Intercept, though, taken away by Bennett. Bennett kicks it towards the hot spot. Plenty of Pakistan Shaheens back there. And the mark taken. They go for the clear towards half-back, but straight down the throat there of Jennifer Bennett. Bennett 55 metres out from goal. Goes with a hand pass. Hands and knees stuffed there by Hocking. Had to try and get rid of it. Pakistan again, off half back. Ping pong footy at the moment. Sliding in hands and knees there was Torrance. Knocked away from her. 65 metres out from home. Putting the ball there is Darby. Darby goes from the Ramadan direction. Rania Ramadan goes in again. Got knocked away from her. Plenty of Pakistan footballers around it. Getting it high there. Araj, the umpire, says you'll get a resulting free kick. 35 out from defensive goal.
Very fierce tackle there from Stacey Hughes. The tackling has been non-stop in this first quarter. Pakistan have picked up 4 or 5 free kicks. That's an excellent kick down the wing. As players run on to the ball. That's Morrison picking up for the Swans, kicking it forward. The bounce is fairly uneven here. Nothing untoward as the Swans try to keep it in right on the boundary wing. Streaming forward, but beautifully defended there by Pakistan. And another kick.
And that is the siren.
I wasn't sure, Peter.
It's the hooter. Because and we should mention to people that there's no other games on the moment, but there's 3 ovals here, so you've got to know which siren is which for your ground. But that is officially quarter time here in Game 1 of the AFL International Cup Pool A Women's Division. Great Britain 4-7-31, leading Pakistan no score. Bechdel, your impressions on the first term?
Well, what I've been really impressed about with Pakistan is, I mean, their skills are not, their hand and foot skills aren't to the level of Great Britain, but they have absolutely been in everything.
Yes, certainly plenty of endeavour. The fullback line is where all the action has been, as indicated by Great Britain Swans kicking 7 behinds, Peter.
Indeed. Ramadan having a lot of shots at goal. It's just been going astray. But also as well, plenty of run from Jones has been doing well. Also the captain, Laura Turner, who got their first goal. In fact, goal kickers at quarter time. Ewers 1, Hughes 1, Rania Ramadan 1, Laura Turner 1.
Sharing it around.
I might let you two chat amongst yourself to have a look what you thought was some of the best players. And I'll be down and I'll be joining you soon on the boundary line and inside the coaches' huddles.
Absolutely. I mean, Ramadan for Great Britain, she is in everything.
Likes to take it from the middle and then follow up. There's great running. Looks like Great Britain Swans' fitness is pretty high, Beck.
Yeah, absolutely. I was watching the interchange down here for Pakistan. I think probably the game's gone to a new level for them in terms of fitness, so it'll be interesting to see how they keep up over the course of the game.
As I mentioned, the Pakistanis, a lot of them have played soccer. So their foot skills are pretty good once they get some purchase on the ball. And there have been some marks. And we've enjoyed the first quarter of the game. I think Great Britain would be disappointed that they have kicked 4-7.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but they had a lot of shots on goal. As you said, it was in the back line. And there was a lot of just, kicking attempts. So, I mean, it's, they're in it.
Yeah, they certainly are. It hasn't gone out of bounds very often. So the Ransford Oval here in Melbourne, we've got the city end and the Park Street end. We're not far from the Melbourne Zoo.
That's right.
It's just to give people a little location. We could have walked from our city dwellings, but we didn't, did we, Beck?
No, that's right. It's early morning today, early morning.
It is indeed very early morning. It's 9:15 on Sunday, Melbourne time. I'd love to know what time it is. It's probably around midnight.
That's right.
In Great Britain. And as to be expected here, we've got a couple of beagles on the ground.
I was going to say classic Australian kind of suburban football, isn't it? Bring the dogs out on the ground to the quarter time huddle.
It's part of the very leafy, beautiful park grounds of Melbourne. It's an excellent venue for the AFL International Cup 2017.
Absolutely. And what a nice way to showcase Melbourne.
So there's 4 games on today. The Great Britain Swans play the Pakistan Shaheens. They're 1 quarter into the first game.
And then coming up after this, we've got Canada versus Fiji, followed by Papua New Guinea and the European Crusaders, and then at 2 o'clock, the blockbuster Ireland versus USA.
One, boys. Come on, ladies. Listen up. Okay?
very
Adapt, change your way a little bit. The messages we want to send you is take your time. This perceived pressure is our own pressure. Okay? They are tackling you a bit off the ball, and then when you don't have it, but if they don't get a free kick for it, just move on. Keep going. Okay? Bit more hunger, a bit more desperation. We got to turn these points into goals, or just turn them into goals. Okay? Hands in. Yeah. As we started. As we
More
finished.
composure. Take those extra steps. Yeah, shoulder the eyes.
Big voices, girls.
GB Swans! GB Swans! GB Swans!
well, the GB Swans getting together in the quarter time huddle. What was the message there? Composure.
Composure and
Yep.
the pressure is the perceived pressure is our pressure. So
We move to the Pakistan huddle.
Well done. Great tackling. Yeah, I know. You got to move. That's where you are. Right, there you go. Right, hands in, hands in. Let's go, girls. Come on. That's it. Too late. Hands in, hands in, hands in, hands in. Time's up. Time's up. Yeah, Pakistan. Let's go, girls. Come on.
Yes, that's
focus
where
on
you
the
have to go.
tackling there.
Focus on the tackling and composure. Well, perhaps we weren't too far off the mark there, Beck, because Peter Holden, Tanae Gibson, Beck Dahl here, calling the Great Britain Swans Pakistani Shaheens game. We suggested that that Great Britain would be a little disappointed that they had kicked so many behinds, and their coach said, focus on composure. And we thought that the Shaheens had tackled well, and indeed they were encouraged to do more of that in the second quarter. Thanks, Peter. That was excellent.
That was a bit of a run for me.
You might be coming on in the second half. Peter.
Thanks very much. Umpire blows whistle probably to run the water more than anything. As we throw the ball up, we're underway for the second quarter. 31 plays 0. Swans leading Pakistan. Jones with the ball goes towards half forward. Hits her intended target. Driven forward.
And that's beautiful play.
And a great mark taken about 35 metres out from goal. That, by the look of it, I think is Hocking who's got the footy. She's looking further afield. Not quite sure she'll make the distance from there. Lead on from Ramadan. Ignored.
Which way's the breeze blowing, Peter?
I'd say probably towards the city end, maybe towards the right post. Puts it up in the air. It's away to the left. Fair kick.
Fair kick.
But a minor score. Should mention, of course, some of the girls do play rugby as well. Some playing soccer, so they've got a handy kick on the Great Britain Swans, but unfortunately not accurate on that occasion. 4-8-32 GB Swans, no score Pakistan.
So you do have to kick over the posts in rugby. Oh, and Pakistani fullback has failed to connect, and Great Britain Swans are just going to clean up from the kick in. So an easy goal. That's the first one that they've really given up without, without much fight. Accidentally kicking really badly.
That one there to the vice-captain of the Great Britain Swans, Caroline Salah, and that moves them out now to 5-8-38, leading no score. I guess if you were to look at the Pakistan game at the moment, Bet, what are you looking for in improvements? You're not looking to kick 5 goals straight away. What's some of the small things they can do to get themselves back into this game?
Well, I think it's that pressure, and I think it's leading up. I think there seems to be a little bit of not making space, so I think that's what I'd like to see from them too.
Ball gets hand passed out. Wilson ran straight into trouble, and high. Oh, I thought it was a cell, maybe a duck there, but the umpire gives the benefit of the doubt. Kicks long and high, looking for and finding Alex Salter. Salter goes to the hand pass over the top to Gray. Gray on the right boot. It's an awkward kick inside the forward line. Oh, it turned on its side and almost came back. A leg spinner.
Yeah.
And it is through, though, for a minor score. 5-9-39 Great Britain Swans. Pakistan get the score.
There wasn't a lot of options for in the forward line, I don't think, there, so...
I think they should be trying to kick to the pockets instead of down the corridor from the fullback. The fullback is, of course, getting the most kicks on the Pakistan team at the moment. There is a breeze there. Well spoiled by Ramadan. She is still in everything as she follows up her own work and kicks to the full forward square. And off the ground, a quick snap. And that's Stacey Hughes. That's a well-played goal. That's her second, as the Great Britain Swans now have 6 goals, and they look very determined in this quarter. I'm prepared to say, Peter, that they're kicking with the breeze, but we're a little protected here and we're not really sure. There is, of course, a forecast for hail and strong winds here today in Melbourne.
maybe a one-goal breeze, if anything. I mean, it's interesting about the hail. If it actually had happened now or during some of the games where we thought might be one-sided, if that would even up the equation, because it takes the skill element out of it, particularly with the footy. As the ball is back in the middle of the ground, one out there by Alana Blount, who tries to move it forward, goes in and gets her own football. Being tackled on that occasion by Samina. Umpire blows the whistle and says, I'll ask for the football back, and we'll have a throw-up. Ali was in there again for Pakistan. Blount moved the ball forward, coming at it and then putting on the brakes at the last second was the player in Bennett. Umpire says that was a trip and it will be a free kick going the way of the Swans. And they have the ball between centre and centre half forward. Going with a kick there to move it forward. Golden Gay hits her target, centre half forward. Swinging around quickly is Danny Salter. Works it towards the half-forward flank, outer side of the ground. Wills it now, puts it in. Ramadan takes the mark. Decides to play on. Rania Ramadan's away to the left. Minus score, 6-10-46 Great Britain. Pakistan yet to score second term here at the AFL International Cup. Game 1, Pool A.
Gosh, she's impressive, Ramadan, isn't she? She just kind of, like you said, Danae, Rux does her own work and then seems to always be finding space.
We don't have the stats handy, but she has certainly been in everything. Would have marks, handballs, tackles, hit-outs and shots on goal. As a fullback from Pakistan has kicked a drop mark in the half-back line, half-forward line for the Swans, but they follow up with strong tackles, and it's going to go on the outside to Kirsty Gray. Handballs again to Alex Salter, who has a kick that has landed just near the behind post. Plays on quickly and kicks the goal. Peter, who's that?
Danny Salter, her sister.
Danny Salter, yes.
The
Sister magic
stalwarts of the Swans.
Well, I was going to go back to the Crackers, but then, Peter, what's the best sister combination in Australian rules football?
That is a very, very good question.
We're going to have to work that one out at half-time, I think. We'll have a scone, a cup of tea, and work out the best sister combination of Aussie rules.
There's none at the moment at AFLW, but they're the Allen sisters, 3 of them coming through the ranks in South Australia. Sarah played in the Premiership for the Adelaide Crows.
Yes.
Ball's thrown up in the middle, and no one really takes the ball, but the Swans have kicked on again. I think that's Morrison on the wing. Pakistan desperate to hold it up. Excellent tackling. The ball's just moving along the ground with bodies clashing everywhere. Huge tackle there from Laura Park, I think that is. And the ball will be thrown up again by the umpire on the far wing. The Swans tap out and have moved it forward. This looks like a very threatening passage of play as I think that's Alex Salter kicks on, switches play, moves on to the other flank closest to our broadcast position. And Alex Salter now has the ball, has kicked very high and has cleared everyone except Stacey Hughes, who has taken the ball at the back of the pack and kicked another goal for the Great Britain Swans. They're piling on the pressure here in the second quarter as a couple of players sprint off. It's now 8 goals, 10 behinds, 58. And I think we'll keep Pakistan's score in that they've had 3 inside 50s and have yet to get on the scoreboard. We're not entirely surprised. The Great Britain Swans, made up of experienced Australian rules footballers, Pakistani team made up of a fledgling team of new to the game.
Mind you, we've seen in the AFLW that, you know, players who play lots of sports can do well.
That's very true.
Ball on the middle of the ground, taken out there by Alana Blount, who got the hand pass out. They're working towards the wing, looking for Golden Gay, trying to charge the way through the pack now, keeping the ball in front of herself. It's Rosie Morrison, goes in again. Can't quite pick up the football. Screens of players. Came out now to Morrison, who went towards half forward, found her intended target, kicked along looking for Alex Salter to run onto it. Awkward bouncing football, but it did come back to her. Head pass to Ramadan, dashed her way through traffic, head pass towards the top of the square. Under pressure there is Milford, dropped it like a hot potato, and the umpire says that's holding the football, and that will be a free kick
she was by herself there, Milford, for a minute, and then all of a sudden, as they have been doing, about 4 Pakistani players descended on her.
Excellent tackling.
Sawera with the football for Pakistan in the back pocket, city side of the ground, long and high. Alex Salter parked herself underneath it, dropped it, got it back again. Salter on the right!
That's an excellent goal.
She gets her first, and they keep piling on the score, the Swans. Some handy percentage in their pool as well. They move to 9-10-64. Pakistan yet to score. Beck Dole.
Well, and you know who else was in there again? Ramadan. Always there taking out a player to protect her teammates. So
I think the standards lifted a little too from both sides, because I think the Pakistanis have got over the initial nerves of feeling like they're out of their depth and taking on those tackles even more than they were in the first quarter, because the ball is at ground level most of the time, Peter.
Ball back in the middle of the ground here at Ransford Oval, Royal Park. Coming up later today at 10:30, we got Canada versus Fiji, 12:15, Papua New Guinea versus the European Crusaders, 2 p.m, the USA versus Ireland. Ball's spelled free, Darby on the burst, got on the right boot, bit of a shank kick in towards the pocket. Sawara's back there, got knocked out of her hands, creating the pressure. There was Rachel Hunt. Umpire's blown the whistle and says holding the football. Free kick for the Great Britain Swans, and Rachel Hunt will have the opportunity from about 35 metres out. Beck, where's she got to aim it at?
well, I'm looking at the wind. I'm thinking she's left post.
Going for the left goal post. Rachel Hunt gets very close to play on the mark. Not bad at all.
Straight through the middle. Didn't need to listen to me.
Straight over the goal umpire's hat. Her
Did not
first for the International Cup. And 10-10-70. Great Britain Swans. Pakistan yet to score.
It's a cruel game sometimes, isn't it? The bounce of the oval ball can go any which way. I thought that tackle was pretty legit initially. That could have easily been holding the ball or in the back. It was holding the ball. The Great Britain Swans have kicked another goal.
Just a quick note as well, the umpires, not only from the various Melbourne leagues and a few from country Victoria, but also from many other countries that have sent over their own officials, including Canada and the USA.
It's brilliant. Ball goes up in the middle. The Swans are running forward here and moved on towards the 50-metre line. Ball has been kicked to the full forward, cleared her head and went through for a behind. Is that Danny Salter with the ball again there, Peter, in that far pocket?
I think so.
She's had plenty of the ball today, as said Ramadan. Some of your other best players?
I would have to say Gordon got into a little bit of things. We're seeing Alex Salter with some great run. Dave's been a bit quiet this quarter compared to what she was in the first, but I think it's just through rotations. In fact, the kick in is now going to be intercepted by Alex Salter, who we're talking about. In the pocket, goes for a snap, tries to square it. Good footy. And a mark taken 15 metres out. And just chipping it through. A little fist pump to oneself saying, yep, I've got the job done.
That's the second time that that's gone straight through. It's the Salter
It's a combination. I was about to say.
She's sitting on that behind post and has taken that mark twice.
It's a bit like, I think, back maybe 10, 15 years, the Ablets, when Nathan Ablett played his first game, Gary just found Nathan in the forward line just naturally.
I'm going to go back even further and Phil and Jimmy Cracker, because I'm from Western Australia. Two of the great small forward midfielders, stars of both the West Australian and national competition, or the Victorian competition.
I'll take you back to a game at Moorabbin in 1990. Danaher for Essendon.
Let's have a Danaher in the AFLW. Well, the ball's thrown up again. Another fierce tackle from Danny Salter. They are confusing Danny Salter wearing number 17 and her sister Alex wearing 71. So, and that is Lucy Jones, who's kicked it straight into centre half forward, played on and kicked another Great Britain Swans goal. That is one of the cleanest passages of play in today. So Ramadan, is that now her third goal? Second goal, and plenty of shots on goal. That was one of the cleanest passages of play. Beck?
Oh, absolutely. Straight out the middle. They're getting better. I can tell Great Britain. They really seem to be the skill levels stepping up.
Got a little bit of that jet lag out of their system. I'm not sure how long they've been in the country, Peter. Do you know?
I think for the Pakistan girls, I think they arrived at the same time as Great Britain, which was about a day or so out, because I know Great Britain arrived Friday night, Saturday morning, so they haven't had much time out here as opposed to Ireland and Canada, who arrived a week before the tournament. And Ireland trained out at Powerhouse in Albert Park, while at Williamstown, the VFL ground, Canada based themselves there. Umpire's blown the whistle and says there's an infringement off the football, and it will be a free kick going the way of Jessica Milford. Milford for Great Britain Swans from 30 metres out, slight angle. And the goal scorer, the hands up, saying kick it towards my direction. And that was a good advice because it just swung back on the breeze. And that is another goal that sees Great Britain go to 13-11-89, leading Pakistan no score. Back goal.
Absolutely.
So that's 9 goals in this quarter.
Yeah, wow.
It looks to me, Beck, that weather.
It's coming in.
You take your weather with you, but that looks like it's coming in. It's, as we said, there has been hail and severe winds.
I suspect the Pakistan team wouldn't have played in a lot of hail.
Maybe snow. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to do a little bit more research.
As the ball is in the middle of the ground, we're underway again. Trying to find in hard there for it. Asmara for Pakistan. Almost sat on there by Salah. Hurry kick out of the pack for the Swans, heading in the Salter direction. Good one-on-one battle there with Selma, but it came out towards Alex Salter, who went long and high. The screens for holding, umpire won't pay it. Ramadan close towards the pocket. It did clip the point post, and the umpire says it's out of bounds and we'll have a throw in.
Jessica Milford was waiting there in the goal square and did a bit of why didn't you kick it to me?
It's a proper game. Selma's played well in defence.
We'll have the ball thrown back into play. Ramadan to do the ruck work, brought the ball to ground, and just wrapped up immediately. I think it was Mama who had it momentarily. Pakistan fighting in hard for the football, throwing in a bit of a boot there. Asmara, umpire blows the whistle and says it's all locked in. We'll call for the ball back.
And don't be confused, you can hear the national anthems of the men's game that's about to start on the adjacent oval here.
As the punch forward by Iraj. Had it momentarily, then got wrapped up. Noor lost the football. Going in there, Salah. Swing around, hair pass. I thought it was a throw, but the umpire was blindsided.
Good enough, Peter.
Maybe in the spirit of the game, let that one go. Eels had it, then lost it. Darby, umpire blows the whistle and says free kick going the way of the Great Britain Swans. And pardon me, and having that resulting kick is Eels. Went towards the pack. Iraj was there, knocked off her hands. Jones long towards the top of the square.
It's
got out the back! And it hit the woodwork. Minus score.
The bounce of the football we were talking about earlier can go anyway.
Iraj has tried valiantly in the back line as well for the Pakistan Shaheens. Endeavour undoubted. They are playing the Great Britain Swans and they have much more experience. It'll be interesting to see what the fitness is like in the second half, as yet again they are about to kick from full back out of the goal square, because the Great Britain Swans have kicked how many behinds now?
12.
12. Excellent work. A terrific mark from Iraj, who has possibly the most marks of the Pakistani players and can kick. And that's an excellent kick, but it's going to be, fumbled in centre half back. As something like a hooter or a siren or a Tinkerbell has gone to declare half time in a very willing game. The umpires haven't had much to do. There hasn't been a lot of adjudication required because the play has been on the ground most of the time. Peter Holden, Danae Gibson and Beck Dahl here with you as we look towards a cup of tea and a scone in honour of the Great Britain Swans, who are visiting for the 2017 AFL International Cup. And we might have something Pakistani for three-quarter time, Beck.
Absolutely. Well, I'll look up that in the halftime break, Danae. I'll make you some snacks.
Just having a look here at the score. That quarter, the Great Britain Swans put on 9 goals 5.
Yep.
So I know it's like a 1-goal breeze advantage, but no doubt about that they that they use the agency of the breeze. There's plenty of good run as well. I mean, Beck, if you look at some of their players, we've been talking about Alex Salter a lot. Just
Yes.
the opportunity that she's creating.
Absolutely, and that's what it's about, isn't it? Presenting that opportunity. I think the Pakistanis would be disappointed with that quarter. It didn't make it into their forward half, so I think that's really what they need to work on, getting that clear passage out of the back line, because it just seems to be getting stuck there time after time.
And always the challenge is to not just follow the ball, chase the ball and go to it, that you have to hold your structure and play on the wings so that there is an opportunity to move the ball on when you do get it. 9 goals, 5 in one quarter of football, 17 and a half minutes for this International Cup. Peter, that's pretty impressive.
Indeed it is. For Pakistan, we try and find some of the better players. Israel, you've been talking about, has been giving long kicks out of the back line. Samina's put her hands up there as well. Sorora got a little bit of the tackles. Selma as well has been great creating contests. So there's a handful of players there that are making contests. It's just that, and again, it's because of the limited game time Pakistan's had compared to the local competition Great Britain do. It's just those skills of being able to link up and create a passage of play.
And Great Britain Swans made up of players from many teams. And in fact, more than one country. We have a Welsh woman on the team. Is that right, Peter?
Yeah, indeed we do. They've got one Welsh, a few from Scotland, and also players from Nottingham. The Nottingham Scorpions, which are the home of Rania Ramadan, and the captain, Laura Turner. For the Great Britain Swans. They don't play the competition because they don't have any teams up their way. So some of the players play for the North London Lions. When they play as the Scorpions, they've played in pre-season competitions in London. They've played hosted games in Nottingham, and they've also played in tournaments in Glasgow, and have yet to be beaten.
Wow.
And that's pretty impressive for a side that doesn't play regularly.
Yeah.
So whenever a side comes up to play them once in a blue moon, they win every time.
Experience and fitness will tell the tale. It's 13 goals, 12 to 0, 0, 0. It's an emergency call here for Pakistan.
That is the most interesting way of putting it. An emergency call, and you got no score. Just also as well, we talked about the AFL London competition. Their grand finals were played yesterday, and first of all, the Conference Division saw the West London Wildcats 4-8-32 defeat the Wandsworth Demons seconds, one behind. And in the Premier Division, the big one, the Wandsworth Demons claimed their second premiership. They won in 2015. Now they've taken out the 2017 flag, defeating the South East London Giants 5-4-34 to one behind.
And some of their players out here as part of this tournament, Peter?
Indeed they are. In fact, if I just have a quick flick through our record, I'll be able to tell you the players from the Wandsworth Demons. We saw one of them running onto the ball earlier in Rachel Golding-Gay. Of course, she is a 35-year-old footballer and moving pretty well just quietly, 162 centimetres tall. Also, Rachel Hunt representing the Wandsworth Demons in the side. The team that won the 2016 flag was the Wimbledon Hawks, and you may hear that name a fair bit because the Wimbledon Hawks was the home of Lauren Spark for 2 seasons. Of course, Lauren Spark playing for the Western Bulldogs in AFLW prior to that, and now back home playing for Melbourne University in the VFLW. And also, that's the club directly recruited out of for Kate Shearlaw. Now, Kate Shearlaw is an Aussie. She played basketball in South Australia, never picked up the game until she went to London. And then someone said, why don't you come play footy after she met an Aussie? Played at Wimbledon Hawks, impressed her teammates so much they put a video package together. In fact, we even interviewed her for Girls Play Footy. It caught the attention of the Carlton Football Club, and they signed her as a rookie, and I think she's also been signed on again for next season. So, Kate Shearlaw, not a bad effort.
Not a bad effort.
Recruited out of the Wimbledon Hawks at the AFL London Women's League.
And I've watched her play. Excellent player. And now I'm just wondering, Peter, what is the hashtag for Twitter for today?
So if people are online, go hashtag AFLIC17. That's the hashtag AFLIC17. And if you're looking for the official Twitter account, you go to @AFLINT Cup. So the shortened term of international, AFLINT Cup. And therefore you can see the Twitter, or you just Google search AFL International Cup on Facebook, and they'll have updates there as well. Hopefully not photos of my ugly mug in the commentary box.
Well, I might take a photo
People
of
are
those.
eating their breakfast, please.
I might take a photo of those beautiful beagles that are part of the crowd here.
I'm surprised no one's brought any British Bulldogs down here.
Peter, what do you think is going to be the message from the Pakistan coach here at halftime?
I think it's about pressure, first of all, and it's just a case of a lot of running to the contest, but just how they stick to tackle. And then I think they just need that training technique of low, shoulders in, grab around the waist, and hold players up. They're kind of running into the. As you hear, the Swans just bring up their halftime huddle. We'll get the three-quarter time huddle for you. They're coming in like standing up, body up, which, is hard to, get down and pick up the football if it hits the ground, or you can just be absolutely smashed if someone's coming at you the other way. So hopefully someone like, giving a bit of a shout out to Malcolm Bangs, who does a tackling academy and runs around all the VFLW clubs and teaches them about proper tackling technique and how to break a tackle and get your arms free, etc. They probably just need someone like a Malcolm or like that to go around to one of their training sessions or speak to them after the game, just to run them through that proper tackling technique. I know we've been talking about the skills, but let's just focus on tackling first, winning the ball. Once we got the ball, okay, then let's move on to the skills element of the game.
Well, it'll be interesting to see for these developing teams like Pakistan how they go through this competition and playing against these other teams, whether that will improve their skill level going back to their own competitions.
I think the most important thing for these developing nations like Pakistan, and particularly with Fiji's played in several tournaments, and also the European Crusaders, is to make sure that they've got enough football scheduled immediately after they come back in local domestic competitions. Because, you can have this great experience, but then again, if you don't play for 6-7 months, or like Fiji, you don't play again for another 2 years as a league, the problem is you kind of lose that skill over time. So it's important that they're able to get together for some semi-regular matches.
And
so
capitalise on what they've learned.
Exactly. So ball up, and we're underway for the third term here at the AFL International Cup. 13-12-90 leading, no score. Great Britain Swans leading Pakistan. In commentary today, Peter Holcomb from girlsplayfooty.com. Beck Dole from the Chicks Talking Footy show on Joy 94.9, and now to take over the call, Danae Gibson from Chicks Talking Footy.
As the ball's moving forward, just in a rugby-like scrum there. Maul, sorry, I don't actually know that other game, Peter, so I'm just going to use a few words. Umpire's balling it up again, and the breeze has picked up. The weather is quite threatening here in Melbourne at Royal Park. We're here, the sun's come out, but the clouds are looming large as Pakistan moves the ball forward. This is very promising. Moving into towards their 50-metre zone. They haven't had a chance to do that, although the ball has just falconed one of the Pakistani players, and she looks quite injured. Can't see very well. But we watch the ball as a stream of players run with it. Tackling, running. Umpire calls for it again.
You know you've joined a serious competition when you're getting a falcon, don't you? That's really welcome to it.
And I think it might have been friendly fire too, come from one of her teammates. Umpires blown the whistle a few times at the beginning of this third quarter of the Great Britain Swans, Pakistan Shaheens game. The ball is just not getting out of the pack, but the Great Britain Swans have held their structure, and now at half-back, as they move forward, that's Ramadan, what a surprise, has kicked on, and Frank, that's Hocking, has kicked it. That's one of the longest kicks we've seen today, quite high too. Umpire has blown his whistle. I'm not sure if he didn't actually swallow the P in the whistle there. Looked a little injured himself. But it's a Great Britain kick about 35 metres from goal. Have to be frank, I'm not entirely sure why that free kick was given. It's cleared some hands. This is where the Swans are dangerous. And they've moved the ball on again. Had another pot shot at goal. This time Baker couldn't find the big sticks. But someone has cleared it across the goals, and Baker's had another shot. No, that's Stacey Hughes, who has picked up one step, snap on goal. Thanks very much. Big hugs for the teammates.
Great kick. She reminds me of my Adelaide Crows superstar Sarah Perkins.
I thought you might see a little Perko there.
I'll find a text
Perko's
everywhere.
a legend. She's a legend.
Yes, if you have not seen AFLW 2017, you really should find some footage and watch Sarah Perkins play for the Adelaide Crows.
And if you have an opportunity to see her in person, if she gets onto a torpedo, which she sometimes does, 70 metres, easy. It's a flat torpedo, but geez, it goes quick and fast.
She's so powerful.
Yeah, a great player. 14-12-96, Great Britain Swans. Pakistan yet to score. Almost one-handed there by Raj. She had it, tried to pull it in. Wasn't successful enough. Trying to go in there. Danny Salter, good smothering work there. Ball is going to spill free out to the side. Milford had the football momentarily, lost control, went back again. Milford trying to pick it up. It's like a piece of soap. Couldn't hang on to it cleanly. Swinging around and having a shot on goal towards the top of the square. Hughes. Pammy Smith tried to park herself underneath it after the Hunt kick. Still at the top of the square. Umpire blows the whistle and says it's a push out and it will be a free kick going the way of, I think, Pakistan. It pointing in several directions.
Yes.
Everyone's got their hands up, claiming for the football, and with it was Charman.
Yeah. I'm wondering if Araj is a goalkeeper in soccer terms, because she seems pretty good with her hands.
Yeah.
And has a strong kick, but it's a very stationary, there's no movement or run up to the kick.
She's really taking on the game herself, though, isn't she?
And player went down, and that is 33, Rachel Hunt. I'll keep an eye on
That doesn't look very good. She stayed down too. The ball is carried on.
Is that a knee she's holding?
And
left knee by the look of it. Left knee or ankle.
umpire's blown the whistles, so it's time off.
No, there's no time off.
Oh,
but
no,
yeah,
of course, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but they will stop, I think,
For
because
injury
of injury time.
Yeah, because the ball did look like it was a behind. I'm not sure who kicked that for the Swans, but they decided there is no score.
Holding the left knee.
The Pakistani player has the ball in the goal square, but they're waiting for the trainers.
They may have to call for the stretcher here
Yes.
because they've got the stretcher folded up, but no one's gone for it yet. That is the player in Rachel Hunt.
Oh dear.
She's hands over her face. The dock went straight to her, fell for the left knee, tried to stretch it, move it back and forward, but it's definitely a left knee.
As the sun shines here on Ransford Oval,
I have to say, for people not listening from Melbourne, this is about a typical Melbourne day, isn't it? Impending hail and sunshine all in one.
That means the hail will probably be coming soon.
yes, that's right.
This is
Cold.
the second injury for an international player because Cassie Wilkinson, who played for the USA development squad, the Liberty, last night at Manor Lakes, and they're going against the EDFL, WRFL, also did, I think, a knee in her game in the final quarter, but hobbling off the ground there, not looking good for Rachel Hunt. Safe to say she won't be taking any further part in today's game.
There's occupational hazard, but it is a hobby. None of these players are professional.
Was it the statistical thing that I think for a female was 10 times more likely to do an ACL?
Yeah, I've heard that.
So concussion and knees will be always a great threat to your longevity in Australian rules football. But Pakistan, now the players have separated from their huddles, will kick from the top of the goal square. And it's a pretty lengthy kick. But the Swans have picked it up. That's Hocking has kicked another goal. So Frankie Hocking. Great Britain Swans have now kicked 15 goals and 12 behinds. That's 102 points. Pakistan Shaheen's yet to get on the board.
Rachel Hunt's hobbling off here, still trying to get round to the bench, but looks in a lot of pain.
Oh, it would be. It would be. And sometimes with a knee, you think you can carry on. But she knew straight away. She went down with a thump.
And the dock immediately felt for the knee as soon as he got out there. As the ball is back in the middle of the ground and we're underway again. Tap out one by Pakistan. Opportunity to try and drive it forward. Abaha overran it. The umpire says the holding infringement, and it is going the way of the GB Swans, and I think that's Wilson. Wilson, long side 50 with a kick. Good mark.
Excellent mark.
Clean hands taken there. And that is taken by Milford. Milford on the right boot towards the top of the goal square. Floating kick. Opportunity now for the Shaheens to try and get it out. Mamouna try to move it forward, gained about 15 metres. Pack quickly forms. Wilson had her arm pinned. Pardon me, it wasn't Wilson. I think it was Jones that had her arm pinned. Umpire has blown the whistle and said no prior opportunity. We'll call for a ball up. 50 metres out from the Swans goal, taking the Park Street end, northern side of the ground. Araj just put boot on the ball. Went through the hands there of Ramadan. Waiting out the back there is Carolyn Sella. Sella, the vice captain, went for a run. Booming kick inside 50. One bounce 30 metres out from goal. Fell into the lap there of Danny Salter. Went with a hand pass, worked it sideways. Hocking to run onto it. Hocking through traffic is away to the right. And will register as a minor score. 15-13, 103. Great Britain Swans. Pakistan yet to score. Beck Dolan, special comments.
Great attempt by Raj there with that kick out from the back line. I'm so impressed with her kicking.
And imagine in another 3 years when the International Cup comes back in 2020, that with the experience that the Pakistani players have gained, not just in this tournament but in their domestic competition, that they will be a much better team. They have held their heads high today. Ball's been in their defensive zone for most of the day. Another decent kick, but no further than Danny Salter on around about the 50-metre mark. Kicking into what we think loosely is a breeze now and could be a gale shortly here in Melbourne. Close to the player on the mark, but it's a straight kick. And a mark's been taken in a nest of Shaheens, one of the Swans.
Beth Bailey.
Bailey, I'm not quite sure how she plucked that mark out of, as
About
I say, a nest.
17 Pakistani players.
And she didn't clear the players defending, and I think it has been touched and through for a behind. A left footer there. Needed to go a little bit further back to clear the player on the mark. Oh, and Shaheen's getting a little bold here, Peter Holden, giving direction about where to go to take the ball, but Lucy Jones has taken another mark. She'll have another shot on goal. And an excellent mark there. Another Swan in a pack of Shaheens. That's Frankie Hocking, who's going to have a shoal from about 30 out from this angle, kicking to the Park Street end. Makes no mistake. Gave me a little heart attack there, Beck. I thought she was going to miss that, but no. Another goal.
One thing, Beck, about Frankie Hocking is while the way she goes about her football, the kicking, the running, she does it with confidence and aggression. There's no hesitation in her play.
And that's what you need, that confidence, just to get in and have a shot, and it's played off for her there.
So the umpire with the ball back in the middle of the ground, 16-10, 110. According to my score, I'll see if I got my math right. No, 16-10 should be
106?
106, yes.
I did that off the top of my head, Beck.
Well done.
I know, I'm scary.
As going through there and getting knocked over was the player in Sutherland at the ground. Trying to work the way through there was Laura Turner, the captain. Fed it backwards to Ramadan. Umpire says whistle on play, and it will be a free kick to the Great Britain Swans captain.
Peter, the crowd's really picked up because now, of course, there are two games going on at the same time.
And, of course, there's an over behind us as well. So there'll be 3 matches at some stages going on here. That's across 2 men's divisions. And all the women's games are being played today on Ransford Oval. So if you come along, just go to Ransford Oval, the middle ground out of the 3, and you will be able to catch all the women's division action. As opportunity now for Pakistan, off centre half back. Looking further afield. They're being told to go, go, go. The umpire will get the hurry up soon. Flat kick, awkward bounce, just passed over a few. Ramadan waited out the back. Rania Ramadan got the hand pass off, trying to weave through traffic. There is Morrison. Morrison goes towards the half-forward flank position. Awkward football here, getting spun around, but getting out of it was Lauren Short. She went in towards the hot spot, charging the way through. Hughes just almost bowled a player open. I think it's Misbah who took the mark there for Pakistan. Centre half back, looking further afield.
This is where they come unstuck, trying to clear the ball.
Yeah,
there's a better kick there.
And it just at the feet there of Alex Salter, knocked away, Quick kick by Stacey Hughes. Intercepted mark. The one thing about Pakistan, and it happens as well in Australia in some of the developing leagues of the women's competitions, is that players playing for the first time take a mark and only take 2 steps back behind the mark. They don't take 5, 6 steps back and give themselves room.
Yep. And they all go towards the ball. And you need to hold your structure. Great Britain have had sweepers across the half-back line just to mop up. Oh, there's a big head clash happened there. Completely innocent as I think that's Lauren Short from the Great Britain Swans ran into one of the Shaheens who stood her ground.
They're not holding back, these girls, are they? They're really...
No, and the Shaheens have been solid. They've held their position as the kick, I think, slews off the boot and then goes into the left pocket. And that will be Danny Salter kicking at goal again, as she's done many times today. The Great Britain Swans have decided Milford has tried to kick it out of the 50-metre zone to get some clearance so that the Swans can bring it back in with more purpose. But they can't get past the Shaheens. With a hip and shoulder from the Swans on the far wing, right on the 50-metre line. The Swans, I think.
That is definitely the hooter. That's
Sounds
definitely
a bit
the hooter
sick,
for three-quarter
doesn't it,
time.
the hooter?
Indeed. I can confirm the score as well, because just to give an idea for those at home, we're in a truck and we're blocked from viewing to the left where we can't see the scoreboard directly at the side of us. So it's not on the opposite side of the ground. But I can confirm 16-14. 110. The Great Britain Swans leading Pakistan, no score. The good thing, Beck, I guess that quarter for the Great Britain for Pakistan is they held Great Britain to their lowest scoring quarter so far, only putting on 3 goals 2.
Absolutely. I mean, look, Pakistan shouldn't be ashamed of the way they're playing.
Not at all.
I think their pressure is great. It just seems to be that moment in the back line where they just can't get a clean possession out to their forward line.
And I might take the opportunity. I'll go out to get Great Britain and then Pakistan again in their respective huddles. So we can have a listen in to what the coaches have got to say. But I'll leave the dissecting of the third term between Danae Gibson and Beck Dole, of course, from Chicks Talking Footy. Just quietly, is that Wednesday nights, isn't that? Joy FM 94.9?
Yeah, that's the one, joy.org.au, anytime you like. Well, this is the first International Cup that we've called back, and I'm really enjoying it. As Peter said, we are in a little bit of a, I guess this is a shed on wheels, and I'm really grateful for that because it's quite breezy out here at Ransford Park in Melbourne. We're just a few minutes from the CBD, and there are 3 games going on in the International Cup, 2 men's because I have 2 divisions, and 1 we are at three-quarter time of the Swans and Shaheens.
Right, here we go.
Guys, listen please. Chaman, listen. हर कोई अपने पोजीशन पे खेलो, बहुत अच्छा खेलो, एक दूसरे को सपोर्ट करो, बिकॉज सिर्फ सपोर्ट चाहिए राइट नाउ हमें. हम लोग अच्छा खेल रहे हैं, एग्रेशन थोड़ा और चाहिए, एक दूसरे को सपोर्ट करो ताकि हम बॉल को आगे लेके जाए, हम लेके जा सकते हैं बॉल को आगे. ओके, तुम लोग धक्का दो. एग्जैक्टली, और धक्का दो, लड़ो, डरो नहीं किसी से. फाइट बैक, हमने रुकना नहीं है. वी डू नॉट हैव टू स्टॉप. वी हैव टू फाइट टिल द लास्ट सेकंड. वी हैव टू फाइट टिल द लास्ट सेकंड. आखिरी सेकंड तक लड़ना है. सो मारो, टैकल करो, उन्हें जाके लगो. जब अपना खून बहाओगे तभी तुम्हें फतह मिलेगी. लाइक दैट इज द रीजन. सो प्लीज, एग्जैक्टली
बॉल हो तब टैकल करना.
नहीं, दैट इज
जब नीचे गिर जाए तो प्लीज वो तुम लोग ये खेल में थोड़ा सा नहीं. लेकिन
But if you kick off the ground, they mustn't be in the way. All right, girls. All right, listen. Good. All right, Gonzala, well done. Another good quarter. Give Gonzala a clap. Well done, Gonzala. Myra, great torpedo, long kick, well done. Give Myra a good kick. Well done. Samina, where's Samina? Great bumping, good bumping in defence. She did really well. Give her a clap. Well done, Samina. Asma, where's Asma? Yeah, a mark. Asmara, a mark. Who took the mark? Asmara, big clap. Hey, Shaba.
You know what I love about that, Danae, is the positivity. You know,
That's
keep
brilliant.
each other up, cheering each other, and the captain saying we have to fight till the last second.
I love it. Football across the world. Doesn't matter what code, what country.
Okay, let's finish it strong. Okay, we don't take the foot off, the gas off at all. All right, here we go, guys. So far from the back line, we've got CB, Goldie and Speedo. Yeah, Master, Beth Bailey and Lauren. Across the middle, we've got Betty, Ali and Rosie. half forward. The Salter sisters on half forwards again and ran you straight in there. Yeah, move that around. Okay, Kaz and Porter, I want you right up in that hole. We seem to be putting that ball right in there, and they just seem to be having a few there, and it's just too easy for them, okay? Everything's a competition. Kaz, you're going to have a bag this quarter. I can see it coming. Stacey, right and full forward. You've been unbelievable, yeah? More from you. On ballers. Milk starting the ruck first, Lisa and Lucy. Obviously you're in there with Ali. We'll change you around. Jen, Ben, Lana, Rocky and Frankie on the bench. Rest and Fizz and Charlie, and then we'll get around them when we finish. But ladies, can I just ask one more quarter? Okay, we finish as we mean to go on. I want us to finish now as we're going to go into the next game. Okay, so you don't take the foot off. Okay, do your things. Okay, beat your opponent. Okay, be clever and be smart. All right, hands in. Swans on 3. Come on, Swans.
Okay, girls, here we go. GB Swans! GB Swans! GB Swans!
And a great message from their coach today about going on as they mean to go on. You don't rest on your laurels in the last quarter. Yes, they're a huge way in front, but they're conscious that this is a competition and they want to keep that level up.
It's a championship. They're here for quite some time. The final's not for a couple of weeks yet, and the final will be played at Etihad Stadium, so they're pretty keen to get in there. And yes, start as you mean to finish. The coach's message for the GB Swans. They were held to 3-2 in that quarter after a 9-goal 5-second term. So the Great Britain Swans taking on the Pakistan Shaheens, the last quarter of this first game of AFL International Cup 2017. Peter Holden, Danae Gibson and Beck Dale here with you. Peter, that was awesome listening to the three-quarter huddles.
Particularly as well, the multilingual Pakistan huddle as well. As the ball's back in the middle of the ground, one out there by Milford, got the ball moving forward. Wilson kicks towards the half-forward flank position. This is where they've set up both Salter sisters, as you heard in the huddle. And it's Alex Salter, instead of being on the near side wing, now being on the far side wing. She's beaten out to the football and it will go over the boundary line and out of bounds.
Sounds like a folk band, doesn't it, the Salter sisters? I'd go and see them at Festival Hall.
Well, they're playing really well. And no second fiddle in the Salter sisters. They're equally efficient.
That Jake has me to the cause. As the ball is on the outer side. Hurry kick away. Inside 50 with the kick. Raj back at the back. Raj now on the right boot, but Ramadan parking herself underneath it. Had hands to it, then dropped it while under pressure. Going with her at the same time. Sawara, hand pass back. Ramadan working towards the centre half forward position. Going in there. Lucy Jones knocked away from her. In goes Milford as well. She can't extract it. The umpire blows the whistle and is going to call for a ball up.
The players piled on right on the 50-metre line, heading towards the Great Britain Swans goal. It looks like Morrison has taken it down. Another fine mark across half-back to the Pakistan Shaheens. I would have given a 50-metre penalty just for fun and give them a bit of a boost there, Beck.
This is serious, Danae.
Yes, a fine mark in defence. Kicking the ball. Plenty of air in that kick. Raj just missed marking. That would have been a nice sequence of play. But there's plenty of players around the ball again as it clears out. And that's Sutherland. And it's gone over the boundary line on the left half forward flank for the Great Britain Swans. And I think quite, I don't know, it's an omen, but the breeze seems to have dropped a little bit here at Ransford Park, Peter, as the Swans might not be kicking with the advantage. It looks like Stacey Hughes has parked herself and has a shot on goal from just to the top of the square. That's the Sarah Perkins-like Stacey Hughes for the Great Britain Swans. Another behind. They've scored, I think, as many behinds as goals here, the Great Britain Swans.
Almost 16-15, 111 to no score. Or the emergency phone number, according to Beck Dole. We'll love that line. I'm stealing it for later on in the year on our VFL Women's Call. As the ball is kicked back into play. It is high. And almost trying to get herself underneath it, but beaten out by Salah. Moved it away there, Ahmed, who moved towards the back pocket. Opportunity here. Jones kicks it towards the top of the square. Awkward bouncing football. Samina tried to get herself underneath it, and it's escorted through for a minor score. Now it's 16-16, 112 to the Pakistan Sheehan's no score.
That's 32 scoring shots in around about 40 minutes of play. So as you can tell, the Swans have been the dominant team. But
And I think the other thing is both of the coaches' messages at half-time about not leaving anything behind and just playing it out, and both teams are really doing that.
Torrance has taken the mark, 45 now. She's taken a few steps back there, Peter, so she looks determined to have a shot on goal. I can't tell if she's a left or right footer from this. A left foot kick, and it's going to fall short and across the boundary line. Oh, no, kept in play by the Swans with a little sort of flick throw. Another shot on goal. Very well taken there by the Swans, keeping their positions and sharking from the back of the pack. And that was Ramadan, who just for fun is kicking goals.
Well, that's right. Like, she hasn't done enough in the ruck, and she's kicked goals, she's rucked, but she's also really made opportunities for her teammates too. So.
Indeed.
17-16, 118, Great Britain Swans, no score, Pakistan Sheehan's. Goal kickers so far for the GB Swans, 4 to Hughes, 3 to Rania Ramadan, 2 to Danny Salter, 2 to Frankie Hocking, singles to Salah, Eels, Milford, Hunt, Laura Turner and Alex Salter. They move the ball towards half forward. Talk about Alex Salter. She receives it, but she's beaten off the ball by Hamida. That was good work, but she had plenty of support there, and Salter went in to go in one more time. Danny Salter now had it, and the umpire's blown the whistle and said it's going nowhere. We'll call for a ball up.
Salter had spent it before she had it then, and she'd tracked the ball well and was looking at those goals there, Peter.
Umpire has the ball in the middle of the ground, throws it up in the air. Ramadan punches the ball forward on the ground. Going in there is Danny Salter. Popped out now to Alex Salter. One step, blind shot at goal, and knocks the umpire's hat off for bonus points.
That is excellent. That's the goal of the day, I reckon.
Alex Salter gets the goal, her second, and 18-16, 124. The Great Britain Swans. Pakistan no score.
The Salter sisters doing so well here for the Swans.
They strike once more. And just a friendly reminder as well for those that come down to Ransford Oval while you're in the area to watch through to 3:30pm the women's games. Also nearby, just down the road, at Melbourne University at the main oval. They've got a VFL women's match on today.
Brilliant.
Melbourne University Muggers versus the VU Western Spurs.
Oh, that's a big game. The Spurs have done well this season. And so have the Swans today. Oh, can you believe, I think that Ramadan actually dropped the mark there, but it's a huge kick from the 50-metre line, and it looks like Darby is trying to track it, keep it in, but it'll be a boundary throw-in from the forward pocket.
Another match also on today if you're doing the tourist thing. If you go down to Luna Park, just nearby is the Peanut Farm Reserve, 1 street away. St Kilda's playing the Eastern Devils today for the Are You OK Day Cup, raising awareness about mental health.
That's brilliant. So that is a campaign where the question is asked, are you okay? And follow through if you're not.
And such a good competition, that VFLW.
Peanut Farm, one of my favourite places in Melbourne.
As it's taken out there by Alex Salter, gets the hand pass back to Morrison. Rosie Morrison went to the pocket hoping for a lead, but no one was leading. And it bounced over the head there of the player in Shandana, and it's through for a minor score. 18-17, 125, Great Britain Swans, Pakistan. No score. Final term, Game 1, Pool A of the AFL International Cup Women's Division.
Peter, who is that taking the kick in from fullback?
Doesn't have the back towards me, so it's just got me at the moment, but she has turned it over, and taking the mark there is Danny Salter, who's got 2 already. Her sister's got 2, so a bit of a competition between the both of who can get the most.
The Pakistani player getting plenty of purchase on the ball, but still plenty of height, giving an indication of their soccer background, not getting the follow through to get some depth into the kick.
18-18, 126 now to no score.
And this will surprise us all, but it's going to be a kick in from fullback. The Shaheens yet to score today. As the coaching is happening on the ground, I reckon, Beck, that there are some of the more experienced Pakistanis are indicating, and as I've been calling for, they're kicking more to the flank than straight up the middle of the ground because it's just coming back over their heads. There's a scramble on. No one's picking up the ball. It's not slippery, it's not wet here in Melbourne, but it could well be before the end of the day. And as that'll be Darby, who has a shot on goal. Staying at home in top of the goal square, waiting for the ball to come out, and it did. That's another goal to the Great Britain Swans as we surge through this fourth quarter of the first game of the AFL International Cup, the women's division.
I mean, Great Britain have been brilliant, but I just feel like the scoreline doesn't really reflect how well the Pakistanis have really put effort into this game.
I'd love to be in the Pakistani huddle after the game today, Peter, to hear the feedback from the coaching staff. Great Britain's will be instructive, I'm sure, but they've got bigger fish to fry in this cup as the ball is thrown up in the middle of the ground. And again, not clearly taken. One of the Pakistani players surges through and handballs over her head while on the ground. No one has clear possession yet, but it looks like the Swans will break away here. Not a lot of one-touch football going on just yet. And I think that's Golden Gay, who's played well today. Moving on towards Ramadan, as you would. And Sella, the vice-captain, has kept it out. The ball's moving forward and brilliantly taken. That's Danny Salter. So I think she may have gone to the lead in the Salter Sisters Stakes.
That's right, putting a bit of salt on it to end the game.
She read that well and clearly very fit moving forward. I haven't heard any injury news on the player that looked like Rachel Hunt looked like she had done a knee injury in the, I think that was the third quarter.
Yeah, I hope it's not too serious, but it didn't look great, did it?
No, because you'd want to stay fit. How big are the squads, Peter, for the International Cup?
It varies. One is as low as 23, which I think the European Crusaders, while it's up to 30 for the remainder. And I think Pakistan have a squad of about 27. As we're back in the middle, 2018, 138 to no score. Great Britain's Swans comfortably over Pakistan here. Lucy Jones circling the pack. Bennett wanted to go in as well. Bennett got it back out to Jones. Jones on the right, moved it forward, looking for Ramadan. The ball bounced away from her. Dribbling football, now trying to get her head over it there. That's Hughes who goes in hard for it. Ramadan gets the hand pass out to Danny Salter. Danny then got on the right boot, driving forward. Awkward bounce. Got away from a couple of players. One of them is and kicking off the ground is Alex Salter, who got brought down, and the umpire's allowing play to go on. Not going to pin out a free kick. Hurry snap by Hughes over the shoulder, punch through for a minor score. 2019, 139 leading no score.
Alex Salter with her hands towards the umpire saying, excuse me, would you mind terribly much giving me a kick? I think that's what she said.
Great pressure by the Pakistani players, though, and as their captain said at three-quarter time, we're going to keep in this and we'll keep trying to the end, and they really are doing that.
Yes, I think she was robbed, though. That should have been a goal and taken from the fullback. And unfortunately, that was a throw by the Pakistani, who had clean possession and had passed on to her teammate. And they were looking to kick towards the flank, but not quite the handball that you need. One ball, one hand. Explain to me, Beck, how does a handball work? You know I know.
Ball in one hand.
Yep.
Fist with the other.
Yeah, you've got to have contact. You can't just throw it and then volleyball spike it. It is one of the special arts of Australian rules football. We do love it, as the Great Britain Swans are having another shot on goal. This is a low punt that nearly knocks over one of the Pakistani players on the goal line. That was low and fierce. It's another behind. So Great Britain Swans must be
2020.
2020. Perfect vision here for the Swans. They haven't kicked entirely accurately, but they have dominated this first game of the International Cup.
Arraj to bring the ball back into play at the city end of the ground. Looks up the line for some options. Looks left, looks right. We'll get the hurry up soon from the umpire, no doubt. And
Ramadan's just come to the bench. I think she deserves a break. She's
been in everything. As it's easily turned over by Alex Salter. Her kick, though, makes the goal umpire do a bit of work. It's away to the right, and a minor score sees it go to 2021, 121. leading no score. Final stages here at the final term. Coming up at 10:30 this morning, if you stay on this AFL International Cup YouTube page, you will have the feed for Canada Northern Lights, the reigning champions, up against the Fiji Vanu. As we wait for the ball to come back in, Iraj just looks to go straight down the line with the kick. Awkward bounce. Going in there to lay the tackle, Milford. Umpire said it was too high and will give away a free kick. And a chance now for the Pakistan team to clear from defence.
Let's hope this ball can move down the flanks. Peter, I defer to your expertise. What is the high score in the AFL International Cup in a women's game?
That is a very good question. I'm going to have to do some research. I'm not Bruce.
We've got homework.
Yeah, indeed. As Alex Alder tried to get a hurried little hand pass away, then went to chase up her own kick, had to spin around in a circle, got on the right towards the top of the goal square through the hands of Asmara, who was there for Pakistan, got knocked away from her. His hand pass back. Now one step shot at goal by Sutherland's away to the left. 2022, sound like Richie Beno there, 122, marvellous. For Great Britain Swans, no score Pakistan.
Well, we're used to seeing Pakistan as world champions in cricket, but here today they are playing Australian rules football in the AFL International Cup 2017. As one of the trainers was out to one of the Pakistani Shaheens, but has come back off. So I thought it was a head injury at first, but no.
And there's the hooter. That is full time here at Ransford Oval in Melbourne. And it is a win to the Great Britain Swans, 2022-122, defeating Pakistan, no score. Game 1, Pool A of the women's division of the AFL International Cup.
And what a great start. What a great start. Exciting. I mean, great to see Great Britain so dominant, but great to see the developing team of Pakistan too. It'll be interesting to see them as they progress through the competition, how they go.
We'll double check the score for you in just a moment's time because the scoreboard's at the left of us. You've got 142, pardon me. I knew my math was wrong. Pardon me.
20 goals.
I went to school in Brewer Meadows. 142 to no score.
And if people are listening out of Australia who aren't used to Aussie rules, 6 times tables is one of the things you really need to get cracking on.
I knew my math was off. Bloomin' heck. I'll hope to go down the boundary line soon as well. Just before we end our stream, I might be able to see if I can catch maybe Stacey Hughes, who kicked 4 goals. Get a quick little word with her before we wrap things up here. But great to see the Great Britain Swans and Pakistan getting together to congratulate each other on a fine game. I think they're getting a team photo, and then we'll see if we can get a quick interview. I'll be with you in a moment. I'll let you to discuss who were some of the better players you thought in this match between Great Britain and Pakistan.
Absolutely. And Rachel Hunt coming onto the field with crutches and ice on her knee, so it doesn't look great, does it?
No, but she moves faster with crutches than I do without them.
What, you're not going to play next year, Danae, the International Cup?
No, but I mean, loving watching this. If you were a Pakistan Shaheen today and you were defending, you got plenty of the ball. Thought Iraj played very well. Sama played well too. And the Great Britain Swans, they shared both the scores and the ball.
Well, it was a real team effort, wasn't it? I mean, how many individual goal scorers did we have in the end?
I think you can count them up. I think there's about 7.
10. So they're really sharing it around. But the Solder sisters were great. Ramadan was great.
Stacey Hughes kicked 4 goals. Played very well.
Actually, both their rucks, Ramadan and Blonde, both very slight girls. Not much of either of them.
Girls need to watch, to learn, and we appreciate the game played in fair spirits. It was hard and tough, but that's AFL. Now girls wanted it hard and tough, and they learn a great deal by watching you play. You've got some really good skills, you've got some really good players, and we wish you all the best, and let's hope you can beat Canada and take it. This is your our team now, we're barracking.
And thank you something from us for all you players as well, from our players, so please.
Oh, that's excellent. Some coverage of both teams getting together on Ransford Oval here, and the Great Britain Swans, much more experienced, have been playing the game longer and been a team longer, giving their encouragement to the Shaheens.
Absolutely. And I mean, that's the wonderful thing about this competition is does seem to be a great sense of camaraderie. I mean, it's a competition and they're playing hard, but there's a real appreciation for everyone and what they're trying to do. And that great comment from, I think it was the Pakistani coach, who said, Great Britain are our team now. So they're on their side, which is great.
So Peter Holden from Girls Play Footy has moved on to the ground, and he is about to talk to us.
And joining us here on girlsplayfooty.com and on the AFL International Cup live stream, it is Stacey Hughes. Stacey, 4 goals today for the Great Britain Swans. Not a bad effort.
Yeah, it's good to get off the board, get a couple of goals in the first game so we get started.
How did you find the competition from Pakistan? Obviously, they haven't quite got the skill level that you have, but also as well, you know, that they were tackled, they fierce, they have it a crack.
Yeah, they definitely go for the ball. They may not have the skill we have, but they're definitely hard at it, like an AFL team should be. So
you've got the song, so we might have to go join you over there at the moment. Congratulations. Who do you felt played well for you today?
The Salter sisters always in this front line that played really well. But the front line was amazing. Midfield getting straight in there was brilliant.
Rania Ramadan as well up forward, plenty. Lucy Jones driving through the middle.
Yep, absolutely brilliant. Midfield getting right in there because Pakistan packed it and we were winning the ball all the time, doing absolutely fantastic.
Excellent. We'll let you get your speech and we'll let you have the theme song. Congratulations on the win today.
Thank you.
Stacey Hughes there from the Glasgow Sharks. We're going to go straight into the Great Britain Swans huddle.
That is excellent.
Lots of excitement there from the Swans.
And just quick before we go, we'll see if we get Garth Nevin, the coach, as well, if he's sticking around. As we jump in, Garth, congratulations on the win today. Must be happy with the performance.
Thank you, yeah, very proud of the girls. Stepped to our structures. There's a lot of flood of football in there, but actually the girls kept the space and did really, really well. Moved it around. There's a lot of great plays.
A lot of run from the Salter sisters coming off half forward. Jones through the middle as well, and Wilson.
Yeah, definitely. They've worked hard. The girls have worked hard for the last 2 years, really on fitness and then gameplay and structures. The AFL Women's was amazing to watch, and the girls have taken a lot from that, and they aspire to maybe get picked and play there.
And what do you think of the Pakistan side today? They didn't get on the scoreboard, but for them, I guess it's all about development.
Yeah, lovely to get around them. You know, the girls really wanted to make sure that they take away from this, that they love footy and they continue to play. So, yeah, they flood the ball. They had a few good marks, and they tried. So, ask them to try and put some big hits on the next couple of they've got and look after us going forward.
Next game Wednesday, 11:45 a.m. Peninsula Grammar. That's in Mount Eliza. You take on Fiji.
Yeah, no, look forward to that. Probably bigger body girls. Our girls are up for it. We're really looking forward to the physicality of it, and we'll play football and play our brand, and we'll go well.
Gar, congratulations again. Have a good rest, and we'll see you in a couple of days' time.
Very much, mate. Great to see you.
Peter Holden on the ground with the Great Britain Swans coach as the Pakistan Shaheens were singing their team song.
Why not?
It's gorgeous, isn't it? Well, why not?
Exactly.
They've all come a very long way to play the AFL International Cup 2017.
And Peter mentioned their Great Britain playing Fiji on Wednesday, and that's the school round, that's round 2. So they're playing at different schools around Victoria, which is fabulous.
Today all the games are at Ransford Oval here in Melbourne, not far from the edge of the city business district. It's sunny at the moment and the clouds are broken a little bit. We have had forecast for hail and severe winds. The men's games on either side of us at the moment, but we are almost getting ready for the next game, Peter.
That's coming up in just a few minutes' time. 10:30 start officially. There might be a few minutes late. Canada Northern Lights and the Fiji Vanu. Time to wrap things up here. Beck Dole from this stream, thank you very much for your company and your special comments today.
Thank you, very special.
And Danae Gibson, of course, doing the play-by-play. Both of you, of course, from Chicks Talking Footy. When and where can they listen to the program?
Every Wednesday night on Joy 94.9 or joy.org.au. We're on 8 till 9, but podcasted, so you can listen to us anytime you like.
And Danae will also be hearing a little bit more from you throughout the streams later today.
I'm looking forward to it. Thanks, Pete.
I'm Peter Holden from girlsplayfooty.com. Don't forget on RSN Carnival 6 p.m. Wednesday evenings you can hear our weekly show or download our Girls Play Footy podcast from Apple Podcasts or iTunes every Wednesday morning, or SoundCloud as well. Until then, thank you very much for your company, and from Royal Park in Melbourne, it was the GB Swans 142 defeating Pakistan 0. Bye for now.